As you know, you have to hold the product in order to sell it, so I have to put the microphone down, but I will talk loud. I used to teach tap, so we're just gonna yell over you.
All right.
No.
Well, I think I can talk loud enough.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So, I'm gonna go into show mode. Well, I guess I'm gonna share my stats with you. So I did pull up my stats for the last year. I sold $105,000 last year in product, and I held 88 live shows. That's just what I looked at, and I sold a total of 94 pieces of the double burner grill pan,
Wow.
and a single burner grill pan. So I sold more than I had, and obviously it's a wonderful booking tool, but I definitely still sell them at full price because not all my hosts take them at half price, right? Sometimes that doesn't always happen, so they might go for it and then they change their mind later. So I carry this to every single show, and I take just one grill press, and I usually have 1 to 2 rock crops with me. So I make 2 trips. I don't care. I sold $105,000 last year, and I think that's obviously why. So at the onset of my show, probably like you guys, I always ask my host, why did she book a show? And more likely than not, she says, I want that pan, and they'll usually start saying, it's going to be the best chicken you guys have ever had. And so then on that note, I said, well, you know what? My shows are kind of, like, I guess people call them a hybrid show. I start with everyone seated like a classroom in front of me for the first 35 to 40 minutes. That is the time where I feel like I can sell to them. It's the only time I feel like I can really sell to them. And then they wash their hands and they go to one of 3 cooking stations that I have set up. And the cooking time usually takes about 20 to 25 minutes. So I'm a little bit over the 1 hour mark, but they're only seated for 40 minutes. And then they're up and moving and it doesn't feel so long, okay? So at this point they're seated. My host has said the reason she booked is for the grill pan. And I said, so on that note, I told you earlier, I'm gonna get some products in your hands. Let's start with the grill pan. This is the reason that we are here. So this is my most used piece of cookware. Even if you have a grill pan, it doesn't even have to be a Pamper Chef, but it's gonna have these ridges in it. There's usually a couple of people and they have it. So what do you make on it? I grill my chicken on it, I grill my vegetables, right? And is your chicken so different on a pan like this than it is in a flat skillet? Yes, it's so different. And then I expand it, so I say, you know what, they are exactly right. A grill pan will do what a flat skillet can only dream of doing. These ridges create a hot, dry heat, and that allows us to caramelize and sear the exterior of any cut of lean meat, where a flat skillet creates a hot, wet heat. And so steam traps between the meat and the pan. It can't caramelize and sear, and meat is exactly like us. When it's hot, it sweats. And so in that flat skillet, the meat is heated, the pores expand, the juices start coming out, and that steam traps between the meat and the skillet. And that important caramelizing and sear can't happen. The faster we can caramelize and sear our lean cuts of meat, the better that meat will be. It creates a barrier, it creates a wall. And so therefore, the juices want to go somewhere and they hit this wall and it can't penetrate that wall. So what you'll find is when you grill lean meats in particular in a grill pan, the meat will actually expand during the cooking process because the pores are opening, the juices are moving around, and that meat will actually expand. So again, a grill pan will do what a flat skillet can only dream of doing. Now, every chef says that the best lineup of cookware in our kitchen is really a blended family. So we find that people have a primary line of cookware, and then we should always have a couple of pieces in a secondary line of cookware. So for me, my primary line of cookware is nonstick. Who else would say their primary line of cookware is nonstick? Right? And why do you guys like nonstick? Easy cleanup. What else?
Less fat and oil.
Healthier, right? Less fat and oil. Okay. How many of you would say your primary line of cookware is stainless steel? All right. And why do you guys like stainless steel?
You can abuse it.
You can abuse it. It takes a higher heat. Can't ruin it, right? What else?
Put it in the dishwasher.
Put it in the dishwasher. You really will have much better flavor, I think, in most dishes if it's been made in stainless steel, because you do need to use like a cream sauce or a stock or a wine or an oil, right? And so your food might taste better than mine, honestly. But and I definitely have pieces of stainless steel. But what I like someone said is it can take a higher heat. So we do need to be a little bit careful with nonstick, and some people don't choose nonstick for that reason, because they really have to be careful with it, or they're not sure if their family's going to be careful with it. And so maybe for that reason they go to stainless steel, because it really is family proof. And we have an amazing line of stainless steel with the Pampered Chef. It is phenomenal, and it will work on your conduction cooktops as well. But today I'm going to really focus on our non-stick because that's what I'm using. So let's talk about our non-stick. Sometimes we ruin our non-stick cookware. So some of you might think, oh, non-stick is terrible, mine's peeled and it's chipped off. Companies have a choice in how they design their cookware and then also how they apply that non-stick coating. So let's talk about the design of cookware. Any line of cookware ideally should be hard anodized. That just means it's gone through a process that it will never warp or it will never tilt on your skillet. We always want a nice flat base. So this is a hard anodized line of nonstick cookware. In the design of cookware, we always want the base to be very thick. Thick metal transfers heat very evenly. So this double burner grill pan is going to straddle two heating elements. Never will those two heating elements be of the same diameter. So as the cook in the kitchen that night, we're going to even out our heat as best as we can, but the pan will do the rest. So if I have a nice thick base and it evens out my heat distribution, I no longer have to shuffle food around. So as a busy parent, I can get home and get chicken breasts on here, maybe vegetables in the back, and then I can go on and I can check the answer machine, and I can get kids started with homework, and I can flip through the mail, and I'm not babysitting or shuffling my food around for even deadness. So a thick base is key in even heat convection. Now we want our side walls in cookware to be thinner because heat transfers faster in thinner metal. So it's not necessarily important in a pan like this than in a saucepan. Heat convection needs to be fast. If it is spaghetti night and we need to bring water to a rolling boil to cook the spaghetti, that one simple step, bringing water to a boil, is the deciding factor with how fast dinner is on the table. Boiling water, that's crazy to me. And some of us might have really crummy saucepans, and it takes about 15 minutes to bring that water to a boil. And then we add the pasta, and we start all over again. Flatline. In our line of cookware, the years and years that I've had this, to date still, we have a spaghetti night in our house, I still say, oh my gosh, the water is already boiling. I haven't even gotten the pasta out of the pantry yet because it conducts heat that good. So it heats really evenly on the bottom, and then it radiates up the side so that it can penetrate the liquid, whatever you're bringing to a boil. So design of cookware is key. So now let's talk about the application of the coating. So most companies are probably going to take a shiny skillet and then they're going to spray, almost like a hairspray, that coating. So my comparison is this. Ladies, would you agree that if you have a coat of nail polish on your fingernails and you nick it, you can immediately just start chipping it off, right? So we learned that a coating of something on a shiny surface doesn't stick. So what we did is we took, when this pan was naked, initially naked, we didn't just spray it with a coating, a machine passed over it and etched it, just scratched it up. And then another machine passed over and applied the first of 3 coatings made by DuPont, and we force-dried it into every nook and cranny. And then we applied another coating, force-dried it, and a third coating, force-dried it. So now rather than thinking of peeling nail polish off of a shiny fingernail, it's like scratching the drywall, the paint on your drywall, and trying to pick the paint at your drywall. You can't. It is embedded in the wall. This coating is embedded in our cookware. So the coating that we carry is still the most premier nonstick coating that exists in the entire cooking market. It's made by DuPont. When they made it and it was labeled as #1, the Pampered Chef bought it. And it's huge for a company to say that we own the most premier nonstick coating because it means a lot of money. Companies, and it also means customer satisfaction. Companies don't want returns. Returns cost a company a ton of money. So the Pampered Chef wants to put out a product that we are so confident in, like this, that we can give it a lifetime warranty and never ever regret that purchase or regret or comment that it is a lifetime warranty. And companies, I promise you, non-stick coating companies try every single day to be labeled as #1 because it means so much money to them, right? To be able to confidently say we have the most premier line of non-stick coating. So one reason that I like non-stick coating is it really does dramatically decrease the unnecessary fat and oils in your foods. My degree is in sports medicine, and some statistics I remember about nutrition really come into play when you're talking about non-stick coating. So to start with, recipes usually have the first line as add 2 tablespoons of oil to your pan, because they do not know what you're cooking with. And if it's stainless steel, you have to. A tablespoon of fat per day in a 1-year period, if you change nothing else in your routine, can be equivalent to a 10-pound weight gain, or if you can eliminate a tablespoon of fat per day over the course of a year, it is equivalent to a 10-pound weight loss. 1 tablespoon of fat per day. That's it. A tablespoon is nothing. Nothing in the scheme of things. So adding in an extra tablespoon can be a 10-pound weight gain, but eliminating a tablespoon of fat can be a 10-pound weight loss. And that's changing nothing else in your routine, just the calories.
Where were you 10 years ago? Right?
Just get that step in lately. Now, I do a lot of shows and I hear, well, my nonstick is no longer nonstick, so I have to add oil. So sometimes we ruin our own products. It's called operator error. So what you all should know is that nonstick cookware always comes in this charcoal gray color. So if you think about your nonstick cookware at home, if your nonstick cookware is now brown, you have ruined it. You have overheated it, and there is no coming back from that. Nonstick cookware hates high heat. Only wants a medium-high at the height. And that's then where the design of the product comes in. If I have to bring water to a boil and I can only go as high as medium-high heat, I better have a really well-designed line of cookware to transfer that heat correctly, right? If I want to sear and I can only go a medium-high heat, I better have a really good design of my cookware so that I can sear at a medium-high heat, right? So if your cookware is brown, you've overheated it, that's why we don't find nonstick cookware in restaurants. They use stainless steel because the chefs are going to crank up that gas. If you put it in the dishwasher, you're going to ruin it. Even a really well-made line of cookware like ours, we still want to stay away from metal. There's not a coating that can't be scratched. Ours won't lift or peel, but your family can still mark it up if they want to check something with a knife. Now, sometimes you'll say, well, my cookware is still that charcoal gray, but foods still stick to it. And then I say, well, do you ever use Pam or Mazzola? Yes, I have to, because everything sticks. Well, that was probably the culprit to begin with. So Pam and Mazzola are a chemical-based product which keeps them pressurized at all times. And they are so damaging for everything in our kitchen, our rock rocks, our baking stones, and our cookware. So it just creates this invisible layer that you can't see, and so your food can no longer touch that high-end coating that maybe you paid a lot of money for. So I think some people use Pam and Mazzola just as a habit, because their last cookware, it was sticky, so the new cookware might still stick, and that's not the case. So with the Pampered Chef nonstick cookware, we want your food to touch this coating. There should be nothing in between your food and this coating. We have a spritzer that eliminates the chemicals, and we'll talk about that in a minute. So this pan I use breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I can do French toast on one side and bacon and sausage on the other. And speaking of bacon, it is the perfect bacon pan because this cookware is also oven safe to 400 degrees. So I can put my bacon on the double burner grill pan. The handles are silicone and it goes right in my oven. And for some reason, bacon cooked in the oven, it doesn't spoil. It's easy. You don't have to babysit. But I can do grilled cheese and grilled panini and grilled quesadillas. And at night, I'm always doing my protein on one side and grilled vegetables on the other because grilled vegetables taste a lot better than steamed vegetables. And I am all about one pan. I wash dishes for a living, so at home, I really want as few dishes as possible to wash. I grill fruit, grill pineapple, and grill fresh peaches. And then I do homemade whipped cream with our whipped cream maker. And it's a nice light sweetness, and it's a great dessert to watch while you watch The Biggest Loser. Now, I always say that's my name. Let's see here. So I do use this pan, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Hot dogs or anything like that. I'm also huge into meal prepping. And I can actually do 5 pounds of chicken in 8 minutes with this pan, and I'm going to walk you through that next. And I choose to do my chicken in just a general seasoning, like a good garlic rub or something, because then I can partner that really good grilled chicken over the course of the next week into fajitas or chicken enchiladas or chicken fettuccine for my daughter. But to have 5 pounds of chicken done in just 8 minutes is amazing. And then I can do another pan of a big batch of maybe fajita vegetables. So if you do meal prepping, this is an exceptional product. So if this is the little black dress of my kitchen, then my grill press is the perfect pair of shoes. Because together, they are the most amazing ensemble. And they like the complete, it will just always work. This pan and this combo will just always work. So this pan, we're gonna pass it around, and believe it or not, it's not very heavy. This one grill press is heavier than this pan. So we'll pass this around. I want you guys just to feel what this feels like. And I think that you'll immediately feel the quality. Now, so the grill pan by itself is one thing. It performs like a champ. But when you partner it with something like this, it's a game changer. So the point of a grill press is twofold. We want our presses to be heavy. When we properly prep our chicken, you guys are going to learn that in a minute. We're going to flatten it and lightly oil it and season it. First of all foods stick until they're fully cooked. So sometimes we're doing pancakes and we try to lift it and they're sticking to the pan. Back off, they're not done yet. So even in your nonstick cookware, if it's really good or you have the Pampered Chef and you think it kind of sticks sometimes, that's because it's not fully cooked. So back off, give it another minute. When it's fully cooked, it will release. So with this pan, I'm going to preheat it. And we're going to preheat our pan for no more than 5 minutes at a medium-high heat because nonstick does not like to be hot and naked. It wants to be just 5 minutes and then get food on it and no higher than a medium-high heat. So I could have the pan by itself and I could prep my chicken and I can put it on that pan and you'd hear that shh, and that's what you want to hear because that's the caramelization and the searing. But then to come behind it with a hot grill press and put this very heavy cast iron press on top of that chicken, you'll hear that shh even louder. So what's going to happen is with a heavy press, it's going to force those meats to have even better direct contact with those hot, dry raised ridges to cause the searing and caramelization to happen even faster. The faster, the better. But because this is cast iron, I'm going to preheat it with my pan. Naked pan, naked press, 5 minutes, medium-high heat. And while it's heating, I'm going to prep my chicken. The design of the press allows me to walk up and just pull it up, and although my press is piping hot, the handle is not. So I'm going to put my chicken on here, I'm going to hear that shh, I'm going to put my heavy, heavy hot press on, shh, and now what's going to happen is, not only does this press cause my meat to have really good direct contact, because it's hot, it's going to start cooking my meat from the top down, while the pan cooks it from the bottom up. And we find in most situations, chicken takes no more than 4 minutes per side, and depending on how crazy you go with our meat tenderizer tonight, sometimes your chicken breasts are see-through, and they're about 1.5 minutes per side, so you just want to watch it. So that press really is like the completer piece of that outfit. Another thing so my customers and hosts tag me in their double burner grill pan pictures on Facebook all the time. Christina, Cunningham, I love my pan, and they show me what they made. So steaks, I have a husband of a host, and this is his very favorite product. In fact, this product often lives just on my customers' cooktops. So he will sear his steaks on both sides on a good medium-high heat, and then he adds like a pat of maybe compound butter, and then he moves it to the oven and he cooks them slow and low. And he swears by that recipe. Another one of my hosts, she does multiple meats at a time. So she's got chicken strips, and then she's got some shrimp over here, and then she does potato wedges in one corner, and then she's got asparagus in another. So she's got her proteins and her different vegetables. But the point is, it's an entire meal in one pan. So earlier I said I do 5 pounds of chicken in 8 minutes. I heat both presses to my pan at 5 minutes, medium-high heat, hot and naked, and then I'm prepping my 5 pounds of chicken. I'm flattening them in the bag, I'm seasoning them, and my hot presses to my cooktop burners. I put all my chicken on. It's just searing like crazy. Put both of my hot presses on, and I set my timer. 4 minutes, I take the presses off, flip all 5 pounds of the chicken breast, 4 minutes, and they're done. 8 minutes total, and I let them just rest. Now, when you cook meat like this, the worst place to cut it is on a cutting board. You've taken all that effort, made all that effort to trap your juices inside. So this is the chicken, this is the pork chop that you cut on your plate. So that when you cut it and the juices come out, they are going into your rice or your baked potato. Tonight we're going to use these salad choppers, and we're gonna cut it right over our risotto so that the meat and the juices will go into the risotto. And I think that I think that you guys will say, this is the best chicken I've ever had, and we probably don't hear that at home when we make chicken very often.